Tales from the She Shed. Let's turn that down. I think it could be a new mini-series. Tales from the She Shed. I'm telling you, the potential's there. This is my she shed. As you can see, I am working on organization. I've run out of room, which I think is a lot of issues, and I bought this, what is this? A 10 by 16 or a 10 by 12 building. I actually bought it when I was doing eBay. Wanted to have something that I could store stuff in. Just got back from the Harbor Freight. Everybody needs a grommet kit. But I actually, when COVID came, it pretty much nipped all that selling in the butt. So I went through and quit doing that, but obviously kept the building because I'm paying on it. I will and this is a lot cleaner than my shop. I've got a 16 by 20 shop that I've had since I built it. That was one of the first things I built when I moved out here. I've got a lot of storage in there. It's a pain in the butt to heat and cool. So this, I actually have a window unit. You can just barely see it right there. And it doesn't keep it cold in here because poor insulation. It's just like Reflectix on the inside of the metal. But it is enough to keep it cool enough to at least get the humidity down. But like I was saying, what did I call it? She said, I can't even say it. She said, she shed the stories. Woo! That's what I should do, a new mini-series to tell my life and everything that I do with it. Just the random experiences. And I have lost a hose. We'll take you over here and I will show you the other shed because I've got to get a hose. There we go. Let's take this off here. Took off work today. Had a bunch of title work I had to get done. Mainly on the bus. Which is what I think the first she shed story is going to be about. Registration on the bus. Anywho, so I walk in, or I get my registration, which I actually was due in February. Several months behind. It happens. It's okay. And the clerk woman actually said everybody screwed up with COVID and all that. Some people are still playing catch up from last year, so I didn't feel as bad. But no late fees either, which was nice. I did, however, have an issue with the bus because it said CPVA office. It didn't give me a taxable amount. You know, God only knows what they're gonna tax me at. So I went over and talked to them this morning. Miss Edna was the woman's name. If you're from the South, you can visualize this person. Probably a 45-year-old black woman, kind of heavy set. You know she can still whoop your ass, but she's super nice. The kind of woman you want to be your grandmother. So anyways, I go in there. I go to the guy. He can't help me whatsoever. He says she got to see the Miss Edna. I said, all right, let's go see her. So I walk over. said, Miss Edna? She said, yes. I said, this is what I've got. I've got this bus that says CPVA. She said, well, I am definitely who you need to see on that. I said, well, I need to get the tags and title and all that stuff done on it this year. I'm like 6 months behind. She said, that's no big deal. So she looked at it and she said, well, what do you think it's valued at? I said, well, I took a copy of the title from when I bought it. It says I paid $450 for it. Now, I bought this bus with intentions of maybe making an RV, maybe just storing my junk in it. I said, I think I can get between $1,200 and $1,500 if I scrap it, but it's going to cost me $1,000 to get it towed to the scrapyard. She said, so what kind of bus is it? She said, school bus? I said, no. I said, think more like a Greyhound bus. I said, very possible it was a midlife crisis kind of deal. She said, oh, okay. I said, I bought it last year. She said, mm-hmm. My husband did that once. And I'm thinking, oh, Lord, taxes just went up. Disgruntled wife. So I said, no. I said, I got rid of other junk. I said, I got that. It's the only thing I got. I said, keep the yard clean for the missus. She said, well, that's probably a good idea. I said, yes, ma'am, it is. She said, well, I think the bus is only worth $450. She said, if that's what you paid for it, she said, I think that's what we should value it at. I said, well, Miss Edna, I said, that sounds great. I said, I'm happy with that. Laughing hysterically inside. In Kentucky, it's all based off what they think it's worth, not necessarily, weight, axles, any of that stuff like some other states. Luckily for me, the PVA office and the county clerk where we do all of our tags and title is in the same building, our courthouse. So I go back downstairs. Now the elevators suck and they're slow, so I take the steps. So this is actually like the third trip I've done these steps, but you know what? Pure beef right here. I can do steps. I'm getting tired and out of breath. I'm getting out of breath thinking about it, but that's okay. So anyways, go back down to the county clerk. We look at it. She said, okay, bus is figured out. She said, but you're showing fifth wheel camper. I said, listen. I said, I specifically asked you all last year when you screwed me on the taxes if this thing was out of my name. I sold it back in like 2018, 2019. She said, no, you got to go up and see a woman named Edna. I said, I'm very familiar with Miss Edna. I walk back up there, stick my head in. Miss Edna's like, oh, she said, you got a problem with the bus. I said, no, the bus is great. I said, but I got this camper. I said, they told me it was out of my name. She looked at it. She said, well, it looks like you did an incomplete transfer last year. I said, that's what I thought. She said, don't worry about it, huh? We'll just make the taxes go away. Type. With her little magic of her powerful pen, she marked off the sheet. So I appreciate it. Walk back downstairs. Done. So, luckily I get the same person downstairs. Which here in Kentucky, at least in the smaller counties like mine, super nice people. It's not horrible going in there. So I walk in there and she gets it all typed up, gets it all looked at. I go through, I've got another incomplete title on a Camry I got rid of last year. Paid the taxes on that because I knew it was still in my name after the first of the year. Turned in the title work for that, made copies. They're not going to get me next year like they had this daggone camper. Go through, get all that done. She gets to the bus. She said, they got the bus value figured out. I said, I know. I said, I just did that like 20 minutes ago. She said, are you registering it and everything? I said, yeah, it's all still roadworthy. I said, it's just my stickers expired. Yeah, she said, okay. $21 for the year. They did indeed value that bus at $450. And that's what I pay taxes on. So, talking to the county clerk lady, I said, so, Miss County Clerk Lady, I said, am I going to have to do this every year with these values or what? She said, no. She said, it's in the system. She said, you're good to go. It will what do they call it? Not devaluate. It'll go down every year accordingly. Now I've had old junkers that are only worth $400 or $500, and it only goes down like $1 or $2 a year. But like I say, $21 for tags and title and registration for the MCI. I'm pretty happy about that. All the other vehicles are taken care of. I'm 18% sure that we officially have ended the issues with the fifth wheel camper that I sold in 2018 or 2019, depending on how memory is. We'll just have to see on that. But I think all that stuff's figured out. Super excited. It cost me a day from work, so I went ahead and took off because I knew I'd be going back and forth. But I'm glad to have it done. The fact they didn't penalize me for being almost 6 months late on all my registration is super okay as well. That's my story for the day. You guys be good and be safe out there. And I may do more of these if there's any interest whatsoever in them. You guys have a great one, and we'll catch you next time.